Hello, I am Dr. Mrs. Vasanti Revatkar, Department of Botany, Shri Gnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon, District Chandrapur. My college is affiliated to Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. In this lecture, I am explaining megasporogenesis and female gametophyte. The flower is a reproductive organ. Life cycle of flowering plant is characterized by an alternation between a dominant sporophytic generation and a highly reduced gametophytic generation. As the name implies, the function of sporophyte is to generate spore, and it does so by meiosis of the spore mother cells. Gamete producing generation is called gametophyte. Gametophytic and sporophytic generation. A sporophyte is a multicellular diploid generation which produces haploid spores that develop into a gametophyte. The gametophyte is then makes gamete that fuse and grow into sporophyte. Here is the first we will sow the seed and there is formation of a seedling. That seedling is after maturation forms flower. The flower is the sexual reproductive organ of the plant in which there are four whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla, they are the accessory whorls, while androecium and gynoecium, they are the essential whorl as they produces the sexes. Gynoecium is the male sex organ which is comprised of stamens. A single stamen is made up of anther lobes and filament. Afterward, it produces microspores. On the other hand, gynoecium is the female reproductive whorl and which is comprises of carpels or pistil. A single carpel is made up of stigma, style and ovary. Afterward, there is the production of megaspores after some changes. A flower consists of four whorls, calyx which is made up of sepals, then corolla which is made up of petals, androecium is made up of stamens and gynoecium of carpels. The floral organ concerned with female sexual reproduction is the carpel or pistil, and the part of carpel where event of female sexual reproduction occur is an ovary. This is the LS of flower. In the LS of flower, we can easily see these are the calyx and made up of sepals. Now second whorl is the corolla which is made up of petals, and the third one, that is androecium, is made up of stamens, while the gynoecium is made up of pistil or carpel. Megasporogenesis. The process of formation of megaspore from megaspore mother cell by meiotic division is known as megasporogenesis. This process takes place in ovule. This is the diagram of carpel. This is stigma, then style and ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovule, and inside the ovule there is egg cell, then synergids, then polar nuclei and antipodals. The megasporogenesis can be studied under following heads. Number 1, structure of ovule, that is megasporangia. Then second one is the types of ovules. Third one is formation of megaspore. Fourth one is development of female gametophyte or megagametogenesis. We will study one by one. The first one is structure of ovule, that is megasporangia. Ovule is considered to be an integumented megasporangium. The ovule consists of stalk and the body. The stalk is called as funicle. One end of the funicle is attached to the placenta and the other end to the body of ovule. The point of attachment of funicle with the body is called as helium. Sometimes funicle get fused with the body of ovule on one side and forms a ridge known as raphe. The body of ovule shows two ends, the basal end often called as callosal end and the upper end is called as micropylar end. The main body of the ovule is covered with one or two envelopes called as integuments. These leaves an opening at the top of the ovule called as micropyle. The integuments encloses a large parenchymatous tissue known as nucellus. Generally, till maturity, whole of the nucellus is consumed in seeds, but in some cases a thin layer of nucellus is present in mature seeds, which is called as perispore. That is, perispore is a remnant of nucellus. In the center of the nucellus is situated a female gametophyte known as embryo sac. This is the structure of ovule, and in the structure of ovule callosal end, micropyla, chalaza, funicle, all these structures are there. Then there are two integuments, then egg, synergids, embryo sac, then secondary nucleus, all are seen here in the diagram. The second one is the types of ovule. There are 6 types of ovule. The first one is orthotropous. The second one, B type, is the cercinotropous. Then C is the anatropous ovule. D is the hemianatropous ovule. E is the amphitropous, and F is the compylotropous. We will study one by one. The first one is orthotropous or straight ovule. In this type of ovule is a straight or erect, so that the funicle, chalaza, micropyle lie one end the same vertical line as in the members of Polygonaceae and Piperaceae. Anatropous ovule, or it is also called as inverted ovule, as like this one. In this type of ovule, bends along the funicle so that the micropyle lies close to the helium. The chalaza lies at the other end. This is the commonest type of ovule found in both monocots and dicot. Here is the helium, and it is funicle, and this is micropylar. All these three, one micropyle, funicle, helium, is very near to each other. This is micropylar end, and upper one is the chalaza end, because this ovule bends at the whole 180 degree, and it is inverted type of ovule. Then third one is hemitropous or hemianatropous ovule. In this type, the body of ovule is straight but twisted in such a way that it is placed transversely at right angle, and so the chalaza micropylar line is at right angle to the funiculus. It is found in ranunculus. Here the micropylar end, if we are going to draw the diagram, the line, and then the funicle and the micropyle, they are exactly right angle to each other, and that's why it is called as hemi or semi-anatropous ovule. Then fourth one is compylotropous or curved ovule. In this type, the transverse ovule is bent around like a horseshoe shape, so that micropyle and the chalaza do not lie in the same line as in Caparis or Cruciferi or Mirabilis jelaba. Then fifth one is the amphitropous or transverse ovule. In this type, the ovule is placed transversely at a right angle to its stalk or funicle, as found in the Alismaceae or Butomaceae. The sixth one is cercinotropous ovule. Initially, the ovule is orthotropous type, but it continues unilateral growth. The ovule becomes anatropous, and subsequently the micropyle again points upward in fully mature ovule, as in Opuntia. means as like this one, it will complete its own one circle, complete one circle of the angle 360 degree, and that's why it is called as Sercinotropous ovule. Then third one is the formation of megaspore. The ovule or the megasporangia develops as a small protuberance of the placental tissue. In the very beginning, in a very young ovule, a single hypodermal cell is differentiated as archisporial cell. The sporogenous cell directly behave as a megaspore mother cell or megasporocyte. The diploid megaspore mother cell enlarges in size and divides by meiosis to form a linear tetrad of 4 haploid megaspore. The megaspore is the first cell of female gametophyte. As here we can see the first one inside that one, the megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature, is undergoes the process of meiosis, and there is formation of 4 haploid daughter cell in a linear way. Of them, mostly upper 3 upper one remain functional and lower 3 degenerates. This functional megaspore then undergoes the process of mitosis 1 to produce 2 nucleate stage, then after that mitosis 2 to form 4 nucleate stage, and after the third mitosis division there is formation of 8 nucleate embryo sac. Of them, upper 3 forms the antipodal, and lower one, that is toward the micropylar, and there is formation of egg apparatus, and at the center two nuclei, they remain very close to each other, called as the secondary nucleus. Then the fourth process is the development of female gametophyte. The process of development of female gametophyte or embryo sac from megaspore is called as megagametogenesis. There are number 3 types of there are 3 types of embryo sac. First one is the monosporic type, or it is also called as polygonum type. In this type, only one megaspore situated towards the callosal end takes part in the development of embryo sac. The functional haploid megaspore enlarges in size and by means of 3 successive mitotic divisions give rise to an 8 nucleate embryo sac. Of these, 4 nuclei occurs at the micropylar end and the other 4 at the callosal end. 3 nuclei at the micropylar end forms egg apparatus, and the 4th migrates from the both pole to the center and forms the polar nucleus. Then organization of embryo sac. In an 8 nucleate embryo sac, of these 4 nuclei occur at the micropylar end and the other 4 at the callosal end, and from the micropylar end there is formation of egg apparatus. At the center there is egg which is surrounded by 2 synergids, and at the callosal end there are 3 antipodals, and at the center there are 2 nuclei. It is called as secondary nucleus, or another word, it is also called as polar nuclei, and here and there we can see the vacuole. Then bisporic type of embryo sac. In this type, 2 megaspore nuclei take part in the formation of embryo sac, and the third one is the tetrasporic type of embryo sac. In this type of embryo sac develops from 4 megaspore nuclei. Sometimes meiotic division of the megaspore mother cell is not accompanied by wall formation, and as such all the 4 nuclei take part in the development of embryo sac. Such embryo sac is known as tetrasporic type of embryo sac. This is 8 nucleated embryo sac because 1, 2, 3 and 4 to the upper side, and these 4 nuclei at the lower side. It's This is 4 nucleated embryo sac, 2 from calysaline and 2 from the micropylar end. And at the center there is big vacuole, we can see very easily. Thank you very much.